Knees over toes, vertical shins, as to grass, just below parallel.
Let's talk about who's right. This is the best squat tutorial, high bar and low bar back squat. Let's talk about it.
Get up and get down, get up and get down.
Here's your ultimate squat checklist for the low bar back squat with a vertical shin.
All right, dude, so now what we're gonna do is hand positioning is gonna stay exactly the same, not very much change compared to what he does normally. So he's gonna crawl under the bar, and what we're gonna do, if you bring the camera around here, we're gonna set his bar on the top of his rear delt. This is the powerlifting shelf. So this is very different from a high bar where you probably carry the bar more up here on the trap. We're actually on the rear delt. We're shortening this lever. So if we shorten this lever down, the farther we can get that bar down his back, the less he has to work because his leverage system is not as long. So what he's gonna do is lift it from there, making sure this stays pinched and these stay big. He's gonna take small walks back. Now he's gonna go a little bit wider to do a vertical shank than he would in an Olympic squat. So I would go maybe a couple inches wider than that. Now this is where everything starts to change compared to what he normally does. He's gonna keep his head a little higher. He's gonna look just a little bit upright, not to the ceiling, but a little bit more upright. He's gonna keep his sternum high. He's gonna lead with his butt and he's gonna draw his knees outward instead of just forward. Exactly. Now stand up. Good. Now I'm gonna block his knee so he can't go as far forward. He's gonna push out more on the side of his foot. Exactly. You can come up. That's really good and really easy to learn from him because he's already a pretty decent athlete. This is gonna be how he's gonna squat maximal tonnage. Rack. Now, the trick is that we're trying to get the quadricep, the hamstring, the glute, and the lower back to all take their fair share of the load so he can lift maximal weights. Now in this position, you're not gonna be able to go much past parallel because of the hips and other things starting to fight those anthropometrics of just basically bonding up. But that is important when you're trying to lift maximal tonnage. The stiffer he is in the bottom, as we load, he will go a little deeper, but he will have more spring. So with this type of squat, it's always a balance between being stiff and having reaction and being loose enough that you don't get injured.
Here's your checklist for how to perfect the high bar back squat with a lot of knee over toe.
All right, high bar back squat. So the first thing to understand about high bar back squat is it's about mimicking your front squat, which is about mimicking the reception of your clean. So everything that we're doing here is all about preparing for the reception of your clean, your snatch as well. So we're gonna move the bar up. If you'll come over here to take a look at this position, quite a bit higher than where it is on the low bar squat, more on top of the traps, really in connection with the base of your neck here. It might take you a little bit to get comfortable with this if you're not used to it. But again, this makes it closer to that front rack position, allows us to stay more upright and get to the deep position that we want. Hand position, I like to mimic your clean grip as well. So your front squat grip width and your clean grip width. So you can take that out here and step back. Now foot position wise, again, it's about preparing for the reception of your clean. So where do you want your feet to land when you clean? Think about that and use the squat to prepare for that. So I'm gonna put his feet more up underneath his shoulders, so around about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit outside of that, up to an inch, with less turnout of the toes. So 0-degree turnout up to maybe 15 degrees. We can talk about anatomy and mobility and all that stuff at some point, and we do. But remember, where you put your feet is going to help train your body to know where your feet need to go in the reception of the clean and snatch. So also about getting deeper to an in-range position. So being a little bit more narrow as opposed to wider and turned out will help free those hips up a little bit more as well. All right, so now as he initiates down from this position, this setup position, we're really looking for his hips and knees to break at the same time simultaneously, and then going all the way down. Go ahead and take it down slowly, Aaron. But he's gonna, again, more mimic the reception of the clean by dropping more straight down. Notice that his knees are well in front of his toes. He's got good ankle mobility, so he's going to express that there. And since he's got this big forward angle in the shin, it's gonna allow him to be more upright. Again, that's mimicking the front squat, mimicking the reception of the clean. Notice as well that his butt is just about sitting on his ankles. So he is at his in range here, in range of ankle and in range of knee. Sitting in this deep position, again, because it's all about preparing for the reception of your clean. Go ahead and stand up there, Aaron. And you can go ahead and rack it. All about preparing for the reception of your clean as opposed to lifting as much weight as you possibly can with the squat for powerlifting.
All right, guys, that's the ultimate squat tutorial that shows you how to perform a high bar and a low bar back squat. Here's the big thing, guys. There's merit to both of these techniques. To find which one's best for you, it's all about your goals, all about your anatomy and mobility and what things you're trying to get out of the squat. High bar back squats are gonna be amazing for getting that full range of motion, locking in your mobility and strength through full ranges. That's going to carry over to your Olympic lifts. Low bar back squats are excellent at loading the hips, taking pressure off the knees and allowing you to lift massive weights. Both are great techniques. One's not better than the other. It's all about context. So in reality, both of these guys are right. So let's hug, guys. It's all about love. There you go. Happy squatting, guys.
They say that energy flows where attention goes, so I pay no mind. Why waste my time with all these negative cats scratching? So caught up in their egos, these people have lost.